Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fourth ever Inspire Conference. This has become such a highlight of our year where we get the opportunity to share with you all that God has done, all that your support has achieved over this last year. We're going to be hearing stories of hope. We're going to be hearing stories of transformation. And I'm really excited just to show you all the different things that your support has achieved. I know many of you are watching from Ireland, from UK, even all the way from USA and Uganda. So you're so welcome tonight. In order to get started, we're going to open in prayer. And who better to open this evening than one of the precious children that we support. So I'm going to ask Sandrick to open our night in prayer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this conference. My name is Sandrick. Let's honor God. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life, and thank you for the beautiful day. Thank you for the work of Fields of Life in East Africa, and for those supporting work. I pray for all that is going to take place in this conference. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you so much to Sandrick. Many of you know that this year we are celebrating that Fields of Life has been in existence for over 30 years. It's hard to believe that 30 years ago, Trevor Stevenson, our founder, was driving a tractor around Ireland to raise money to build a school. And yet, here we are, 30 years later, and Fields of Life have been able to construct over 127 schools, drill over 900 boreholes, giving life-saving water to communities, and help over 150,000 children through our partner schools. I'll just let a moment to let that sink in. Over 150,000 children. It reminds me of the parable of the mustard seed. Although it is the smallest seed in the garden, yet it can grow to be a mighty tree. And the truth is, it's thanks to God that all of this has grown, that all of this has happened. And it's thanks to the tireless efforts of our team, those who have been before and those who are here now. And it's thanks to you. It's thanks to you for the seeds of generosity that you have sown over all of these years. The truth is, we don't really know the impact that has been had over all these years. We can't really measure the difference that has been made. Here's a short story just demonstrating the ripple effect that is being had because of your gifts. These three stories tell a little bit more about the hope that has been fostered.
This year, we are celebrating 30 years of Fields of Life. Our vision is to see educated and skilled young people inspired by faith, hope, and love transform their communities. Thank you for making this a reality. Thanks to your support, young people like Difas have been given the opportunity to get an education and are now giving back to their communities.
I thank God because I got a chance to go for education. I went to the schools of Fields of Life. Now I'm developing myself. I have a shop in my community, and which shop is helping them so much because they can no longer move long distance to look for what they need from shop. Because of Fields of Life and the knowledge I acquired from schools, I have been able to help Village Savings and Loans Association groups to grow. I'm acting as a bookkeeper, keeping records and also calculating money for the group. They have also helped us so much. Like me personally, I can go and borrow money at any time I want it, and I add in my businesses. We've been able to open up other projects that can help the group, and now we're in the process of getting a grinding machine, which we have realized it is also a need in our community. So I'm grateful because of the opportunity that Fields of Life gave me to go to school. It has changed my life, and it is transforming the community day by day. May God bless you.
Because of you, young people like Huzaifa have been skilled and trained through Fields of Life projects and now have the dignity of being able to provide for their families.
When I was at school, we were taught how to make reusable sanitary pads. My parents then bought me materials that I used to make the pads with during my practice, and my sisters would use them too. But when schools were closed due to the lockdown and public transport was stopped, my father, who is a taxi driver, was forced to stop working so he couldn't provide for us anymore. I realized I could make the pads and sell them for money that would help provide at home. So I started selling them in a black bag. I thank the Amgal project that taught us how to make reusable sanitary pads at school.
Clean water changes everything. We are so grateful for the support of people like you who have provided communities in East Africa with the life-changing gift of clean water. Communities like Roots.
Kaikanga village is next to a river called River Kafu. We used to get water from that river that we used for drinking, cooking and bathing. And animals were drinking from that same water. The water was very dirty and infectious. We would get sicknesses every single day. This water has crocodiles, and we were always worried when our children went to fetch water and some never returned, only to be told that the child was bitten by a crocodile. Ever since we got a borehole, we are so happy. We now drink clean water. Sicknesses due to drinking dirty water decreased. The distance is shorter now, and we no longer worry about the long distance. We thank the organization that built the borehole in our community.
These are just 3 examples of the many lives that have been impacted thanks to you. Thank you for journeying with us to change lives, transform communities, and build hope.
Thank you to everybody who has made an impact and made a difference over these last 30 years. One of the things I love about Fields of Life is the Fields of Life family. We are one big family. Whether you live in Ireland, in America, in Uganda, you are making a difference. And this year we launched our Project 30 campaign, where we asked for 30 people to do a challenge or an event to raise money to celebrate our 30th year. And you have come up in trumps. You have done an incredible job. And we just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has so far taken part in this amazing Project 30 campaign. Here is a quick video just showing some of the highlights of Project 30. Thank you so much to everybody who is taking part in Project 30. You really are changing lives. I've been so inspired hearing the stories of what you've been up to. Been particularly inspired by Everett Henry, a 10-year-old boy who walked every day during half term in order to raise money for children who had to walk every day to get water before school. Or Gail Moffat, who's walked the distance of the equivalent between the UK and Uganda. What an incredible thing to have done. But all of you, too many to mention here, of the different things that you're doing, whether you're climbing mountains, running marathons, we really appreciate you. And it's a great opportunity to tell you about something very exciting that we have planned in February 2025. This is insane. This is going to be one of the highlights, I think, of my decade, which is going to be cycling through the hills of Rwanda. If that's something that you would like to be part of, it's going to be taking part in February 2025. And if you want to find out a little bit more, get in touch and we can tell you all about it. And it's raising money for a program called Thrive Rwanda, or Good News Rwanda, where we are helping young people and children to access education in very deprived areas. I've just come back from Rwanda myself, and I was just blown away by the difference that you're making there. In particular, we visited schools that were just about to construct. We met one community called Wisdom Church, and we are working in partnership with them to build a nursery school. And this is a community that is really deprived, and yet these village people are so passionate about giving back to their community. They're buying the bricks for this building. They're paying out of their own limited resources the books for these young people. It is true partnership, and we're really excited about it. We have a group of supporters here who are called the Kingdom Builders, and they have very generously said that any donation given to Rwanda, that they will match by 50%. So they will add 50% on top of every donation that you give to Rwanda. But the truth is that none of the work that we do in Rwanda, Uganda, South Sudan would be possible without our team in East Africa. So here is a short video from our team in East Africa, which I hope you'll really enjoy.
Hello everyone, my name is Rhoda and I work as a Community Development Officer in the Eastern region. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all our new sponsors for the newly recruited children in the schools in East Africa. I am happy to let you know that your support is going to make a huge difference in the lives of these children, because they're going to be supported with school fees, meals at school, scholastic materials, name it, until they complete their education. Thank you so much for extending a helping hand towards the education journey of these children.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel. I work with Life East Africa. It is said, education is not preparation for life, but life itself. By sponsoring a child, you are giving this child a quality education, food, and protection. This is the difference your support is making in the lives of the 3,000 learners that are benefiting from our scholarship program. Thank you very much, our supporters, for being generous and supporting our children to stay in school. We love you so much from East Africa.
Hi, my name is Moses. I work with Fields of Life East Africa as the worship coordinator. Under our Young Girl project this year, we have supported 64 teenage mothers to return to school. With your generous support, we have given them books, uniforms, lunch, and we've supported their babies with milk. We look forward to supporting more teenage mothers next year to return to school. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Greetings from Uganda. I am Bridget. I'm inspiring you with the story of Onesimus, who was sponsored by Fields of Life and attained a certificate in motor vehicle mechanics. He was offered a toolkit to usher him into his profession. He has used this toolkit to train other fellow youth. He has also managed to start a permanent house for his mother and taking care of his siblings. There are so many youth who have benefited from Fields of Life initiative. I want to thank each one of you for supporting the youth. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Deborah here, the Girl Project Officer. The Girl Project does not only alleviate barriers to education of adolescent boys and girls, but also help them participate in the conservation of their environment. Sensitizations have been carried out to cause a mindset change for the young generation to ensure that they take full responsibility of their environment. We are hopeful that this intervention will combat the negative climate effects and create a more friendly environment. May the Lord bless you.
My name is Giorgio Taka, Head of Water Sanitation and Hygiene. Our focus in this department is to promote health and well-being among the children, youth, in its schools and community. And we do this by drilling boreholes and increasing access of safe water. When we do that, we reduce on walking distance, we save time, and we also reduce on waterborne disease. Thank you for your generous support.
My name is Bernard Masaba, Outreach Coordinator, Fields of Life. I see a lot of hope in the communities when savings and loan associations are formed. We have seen families restored financially. We have seen women and youth employed by this association, and we thank God this will continue to bring a difference in the communities. It has been so good, and we continue to see a lot of hope that can come. Thank you.
Wow, I hope you have enjoyed some of the work the team in East Africa has been working on. Thank you very much for watching and for supporting us throughout the year. Monica Nyakwera Kari is my name, Head of Programs here in East Africa. We have indeed had a blessed year, and we can't thank you enough. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much to all of our staff members. I love working with all of you in East Africa, and we as a team here are so appreciative of all the long hours that you work, of the distances that you travel over those dusty Marham roads, over all the ways that you serve these children with your hearts as well as your minds. We are incredibly grateful for the tireless efforts that you go to. And as a team here, we've been inspired by the stories of hope that you've brought us. So many children who are experiencing hope because of the work that you're doing. This is a short video that demonstrates what hope means for the children, for the teachers, and for our staff.
To me, hope means something of desire.
To me, hope is doing something with trust.
Hope is a source of motivation.
To me, hope is faith.
To me, hope means to be expectant.
My hopes for the future are becoming an engineer and a well-loving father.
My hope for the future is to finish school.
My hopes for the future are being a preacher and helping the needy.
My hope for the future is to see myself mentoring young ones.
My hopes for the future are becoming a surgeon as well as an engineer.
My hope for the future is to see that all children in my community are going to school.
By going to school, I am encouraged by my teachers.
By going to school, I'm taught by my teachers to be hopeful and kind.
By going to school, I will get a job and educate my children.
Reading encouraging Bible verses brings me hope.
Going to church gives me hope.
Educated people and staying at school gives me hope.
Living in a peaceful country gives me hope.
Looking at my role models gives me hope.
Being educated brings me hope.
Going to church brings me hope.
Going to school brings me hope.
Guidance and counseling brings me hope.
I see hope when village savings and loan associations are formed.
I see hope when I see young girls being treated as equals.
I see hope when I see the young girls being given the opportunity to complete their education.
I see hope every time a village receives clean water.
I see hope every time I visit a school and see children enjoying food from their gardens.
I see hope when a student at the Vocational Institute learns new skills.
I see hope when I see children getting scholastic materials.
I see hope when I see children praying.
I see hope in families when their children are sponsored through the education.
I see hope when I see young boys making reusable sanitary pads for their sisters.
I see fields of life bringing hope through continuous sensitization of parents on school feeding programs.
I see fields of life bringing hope by providing more materials for making reusable sanitary pads for girls.
I see fields of life bringing hope by improving on quality education in our school.
I just love that. I love hearing from the children, hearing about what gives them hope. And thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to all our Hope partners who are literally bringing hope every single day. And thank you to all of our sponsors who are sponsoring children through their education. You're literally transforming their lives. So thank you so, so much. If you want to find out more about sponsorship, you can go to our website. It costs £26 or €30 or $34 to sponsor a child. And you'll get to hear directly from them about the impact that you're making in their lives. It's a very special thing to do. It's an amazing commitment and it's extremely satisfying. So if you want to find out more, you can go to the website to see that. But hope is something that we have the opportunity to give. I was amazed when I was in Uganda just recently at seeing what hope means to many of these children, how simple it can be to give a child hope. And one thing that really inspired me was seeing the work in constructing latrines, toilets at schools. Here's a short video when I was in Uganda just a couple of months ago. Standing here in Busaba Primary School in Butaleja, and I just wanted to give you an example of the difference that you're making. So you can see behind me here is one small latrine block with 2 stances on it. That latrine block serves over 900 pupils. 900. This school has almost 2,000 children at it. So your support is allowing us to build latrines, a full latrine block that will serve this population and really just make a transformational difference. I can't underestimate just the difference that actually makes. So the kids here are so excited and they're so thankful for your support. So I'm just extremely grateful to everybody who supported this important program. Thank you so much and God bless. Isn't it incredible how the things that we so easily take for granted can make such a huge impact for these young people that we serve? If you feel inspired that you would like to donate a latrine, it costs just over £10,000 or €12,000 or $15,000 to provide a latrine to a school in East Africa. But thanks to a really generous donor, they are going to match every donation to this Christmas campaign. And so if you would like to give a gift of just over £5,000, we would be able to construct a latrine in a school like that. What an amazing gift that you could give this Christmas. At Fields of Life, we are passionate that hope is not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but hope for the future. And many of the young people, many of the children that we come into contact with feel like they have no hope whatsoever. We're going to show you a video about a girl called Gloria, told by one of our colleagues in East Africa, Moses. This is a teenage mother who felt like she had absolutely no hope.
Gloria, at 10 years, she had lost both of her parents. Due to that circumstance, Gloria had to work in different gardens. She had to find work so that she can take care of herself. Time came when the situation became so bad. The guardians had to force Gloria to get married at age 15. She dropped out of school and became pregnant. When I met Gloria, the situation wasn't good because she had lost hope. She had lost hope of education. She didn't know how her life actually was going to be. But when we met her, we told her there was a chance of going back for education. Gloria actually had to break down in tears, remembering the opportunity that she had and the new opportunity that could be availed. Today, because of the I Am Girl project, Gloria is happily at school. The news from her school, they tell us that Gloria is concentrating well in class and she's an excellent child once again. We are giving Gloria books, we are giving Gloria scholastic materials, uniform. We are taking care of her school dues to make sure that she stays at school, but also we are taking care of her baby. We give monthly vouchers to make sure that the baby is taken care of at home very well when Gloria has nothing to worry her while at school. And also, we encourage the teachers to embrace her, to love her, and to put a favorable environment for her to return to school. Actually, you couldn't even tell that she's a teenage mother among others because she felt like any other child at school. Fields of Life, through the I Am Girl project, has given Gloria a new story. Today, Gloria is very happy. She can go to school. Her hope is renewed of becoming someone in future. Gloria hopes to become a nurse. And I know that Gloria will be able to achieve her dream because she's back at school.
Can you imagine what life was like for Gloria? 15 years old, being forced into marriage and having a baby, feeling like all was lost. I'm so thankful for people like Moses, for our team who are working so hard to help Gloria and many girls like her get back into school. I'm so encouraged by the hope that is being given. If you would like to support someone like Gloria, we are hoping through this campaign to reach 10,403 girls. If you would like to support that, we have some price points on the screen for you. Please give generously, and remember that every donation tonight and every donation right up until the end of this year is going to be doubled thanks to a really generous donor. So please take advantage of that and really just help us to reach these girls in this powerful way. Now, one of the ways that we want to give hope for tomorrow is by providing clean, fresh water for communities. This stemmed because many girls were missing school because they were having to walk long distances to be able to fetch water. And our team, our drilling team, who are just incredible, and I know many of you have had the opportunity of meeting them and seeing water burst out of the ground for the first time. They work so hard. They work 14 to 15-hour days. They sleep in tents at these villages, and they drill deep, right down to about 50 meters to be able to bring water to these communities. That's incredible. I had the absolute privilege of actually spending a night with the drillers. It felt like a bit of a crazy idea at the time, spending the night in an African village where there's lots of mosquitoes, where maybe the food would make me feel uneasy, but actually it was just one of the biggest blessings I've ever had. Meeting and spending time with these incredibly godly men who would have a devotion each night before they went to bed, who worked tirelessly because they loved this community. The community had so much respect for them as people and for the difference that they were making. It really was a life-changing moment for me, and I didn't even get malaria, so it was a win-win. And if you would like to sponsor one of our boreholes, we would be extremely grateful to you. We're going to hear from one of our supporters, Jane McCarthy, who has a really amazing story to tell about how she has been impacted through the gift of a borehole.
Hi, my name is Jane McCarthy. I am a psychotherapist from Greystones in County Wicklow, and I am very proud and excited to be one of Fields of Life's Project 30 fundraisers in celebration of their 30-year anniversary. So to tell you a little bit about how I got into the fundraising project that I've done, my lovely mum passed away in April in 2021, so just over 2 years ago, and I found her passing very difficult. I loved her very much and kind of felt like I lost my place a little bit in the world. I didn't really know, was there more that I was meant to be doing, or was I achieving everything that I'd hoped to achieve? Or if I was to look back on my life, would I feel that I had done everything I could do to share the talents and skills that I have with the people around me and the wider world? So it just happened by chance that my son, who is in Temple Carrick School in Greystones, was offered the chance to go to Uganda as part of a Fields of Life fundraising trip. So I went up to the school full of hope that he would go and listen to the talk. And I was just blown away by the organisation. Alex Gasson spoke that night, as did Lisa Bottaro, who's the school's contact. And they outlined 3 projects which were so tangible and easy to just understand and empathise with. The first was the lack of clean water in so many communities in Uganda, and it being the role of young girls to have to walk to the wells and how they can be unsafe on those walks. They can miss school, they can be attacked by crocodiles, by snakes, and then the water that they're collecting and bringing back isn't even safe for them or their families to drink. So that was the first project. The second one was I Am Girl, which was very much having my own daughter straight into my heart with regards to period poverty and respect for women. And then the third project is the Vocational Training Institute up in Kulu in northern Uganda, which I would have a particular interest in as a psychotherapist, because a lot of the pupils there would have intergenerational trauma within their families, having been maybe the descendants of child soldiers, people who would have experienced brutal conflict in that area. So the 3 projects together, everything just sounded so tangible. It sounded like the Fields of Life organisation had such a succinct and direct mission. They weren't trying to do too much. They had really focused what their efforts were going to be and what their efforts have been for the past 30 years. So I came home very excited and said to my son, "Oh my God, this is life-changing. You have to do this." And he said, "I've already signed up to the history tour to Belgium, and I'm only going to be doing the one. So I'm not going to be going to Uganda this time." And I found that I couldn't stop talking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It had got right inside my heart. And about a week later, my son said to me over the dinner table, "Why don't you go to Uganda if it means that much to you?" And like the penny hadn't dropped, but as soon as he said it, I thought, why don't I go to Uganda? Because it does mean that much to me. So the fundraising began, starting with the plan to dedicate a well to my mum. So what I decided to do was donate €5,000 of my own money, which was part of my inheritance from my mum, and also fundraise the other 5,000. So that's what I've done over the summer through various fundraising events, mainly cycles. I've done 2 100k cycles in our community, and that would be, I suppose, the most supported I have ever felt in my life by this community, by my family and friends. The weather was lovely on both days that I did it. I was just really lucky. We did a lovely coffee morning. My husband, who is an artist, painted a painting of the lovely cove in Greystones that we raffled off. So yeah, the fundraising was really actually enjoyable to do, and we raised more than the target, which was amazing. So now the extra money is also going to sponsor a student in the vocational college through their 2-year training program. So we've been, very lucky to be able to do that as well. So the reason that I have decided to travel out to Uganda next February, is to, I suppose the main purpose of the visit is to see the work of Fields of Life up close and personal. I think it's amazing to watch videos and hear people's stories about it. But I think that given the fact that being involved in the fundraising has already helped me so much in terms of giving me such a sense of purpose and connection to people and to my community, I can only imagine that actually physically being out in the country, and I believe it's a really beautiful country, is going to just give me more than I could possibly imagine, given how much it's given to me already. So the community will take ownership of the well that our fundraising has funded. And I believe that they have a kind of a plaque that they commit to all the different things they're going to do to maintain the well and look after it and keep it working in their community. But then on that plaque, there can also be a dedication to my mum. Jean O'Byrne is her name, or was her name. And it will just say in loving memory of her. So I think to physically go out and be able to see that will be lovely. So the other reason that I really want to go out is because I love music and I love to dance. And any videos that I've ever seen that have come back from the trips that the Temple Carrick students have done, there's lots of music, there's lots of celebration, there's lots of dancing. So that's going to be right up my alley. And I have a funny feeling, as does anybody who has ever met me, that it won't be in one and only, that this is hopefully just the beginning of an adventure that will be a really important part of my life.
Thank you so much to Jane. That was an amazing testimony and just an incredible legacy that is to Jane's mother. Thank you so much, Jane. The team in East Africa cannot wait to welcome you, to show you that borehole, and I imagine it will be a very emotional experience. Maybe you're watching here tonight and you're thinking, I would love to do something like that. I would love to drill a borehole in memory of someone that I love. Then please do get in contact. The need is so great. It costs just over £10,000 or €11,000 or $13,000 to drill a borehole. And that's not just the drilling of the borehole, there's also so much more around empowering the community for good health and sanitation. It's an incredible program. So please do get in touch if that's something that you would like to do in memory of someone, or if something that you just wanted to do yourself. In the video from Jane, you'll hear her mention something about scholarships for vocational students. That is because we have a large vocational training institute in Gulu, northern Uganda, an area that was scarred by years of devastating war. And yet, hope is coming alive there, thanks to some very generous donors who we were able to construct a $3 million institution that is transforming lives there. In fact, at the end of this year, our first cohort of almost 100 students are going to be finishing their course, their 2-year course, in courses like woodwork, carpentry, in automotive mechanics, in beauty and fashion. It's going to be incredible. Just imagine the difference this is going to make to so many lives. They'll be graduating hopefully in February, and we have another 200 students that are hoping to start just next year. We're going to hear from some of the architects of this program, our very own Anne and Scott Brown, who are just going to share an update on this incredible college.
Hi everybody, it's great to be able to join you this morning here in Kampala at Shalom, where the offices of Fields of Life are based, and where Anne and I, my wife, worked for almost 5 years. I'm Scott Brown, and we want very briefly to tell you a little bit about the Archbishop Johnny Lewum, Vocational Training College, which is in Gulu.
When I first came to Uganda to work in the office in 2014, I went north with Bernard and Keith, my colleagues, to develop the partnership with the Diocese of Northern Uganda, with whom Fields of Life had already built a primary school. We found them to be very active in their community, in a post-conflict community, as this was the area that was ravaged by the Joseph Kony and the LRA war. For many years, many people were displaced from their homes and many were murdered. Boys were taken as child soldiers and girls were taken as wives for the Kony army. I stood outside the Women's Development Centre just thinking about our I Am Girl project, which was getting off the ground, and I really hoped that we would be able to do something for these girls in the I Am Girl project, but really my dream was far too small.
So Fields of Life took the step and made the decision to work with the Diocese of Northern Uganda and to build a much bigger vocational training institute. The Diocese of Northern Uganda have been extremely generous. They donated 32 acres of land, and the other people who have been generous are many of you who have donated both to the building of this campus, but also to the ongoing costs of sponsoring some of these students on their 2-year courses. It has been fantastic, as we were there recently, to see almost 300 students smiling in their uniforms and working away at their various courses. So we've been asked to mention some people who have inspired us. Anne, who has inspired you?
The person who inspired me deeply was Canon Willie Akena, who runs the Women's Development Centre, who ran the Women's Development Centre. He was a victim of the LRA, and so were many members of his family. But he escaped and then became part of the team that negotiated with Kony to bring peace to Northern Uganda. He then committed many years of his life to supporting and helping the young women and their families get back on their feet and to learn some skills. So Canon Willie is an inspiration to me.
And the person I would like to mention who's inspired me is a young lady called Brenda. She's 25 years of age and she's just finishing her hotel and catering course. She's bright, sparky and intelligent, and she was so pleased to meet us, and she recorded a message for her sponsors saying how grateful she was for the life-changing opportunity that being at the VTI has had on her life. She will be able to work, she'll be able to earn a living, and she'll be able to help with school fees for her brothers and sisters. The Vocational Training Institute has taken many women off the streets. It has helped prevent drug and alcohol problems among many of the young. And with the Church of Uganda and the Diocese of Northern Uganda and the input from all the staff, they are radically changing young people's lives, giving them hope and giving them a feeling that there is a future. Every student is taught lifestyle skills based on Christian teaching. They're also taught about farming and horticulture so that they can grow food to sustain themselves. So in conclusion, at the Inspire Conference, we have one final message for you. Be inspired.
Thank you to Anne and Scott Brown. We are so thankful for you guys. We know that this college couldn't have happened without you. And it is just so encouraging to hear about the hope that is coming to people like Brenda, to the 100 students that will be graduating in the beginning of next year. Just imagine the excitement, the anticipation, all that's happening because of everybody who's supported this program. You'll have heard Jane in her video mention a team that went out to the vocational college. This is a team from a school called Temple Carrick, and we're going to hear from one member of that team, Lisa, about what it was like when a group from Ireland, a group of students from Ireland, met a group of students from Northern Uganda.
Hi, my name is Lisa Bataro and I'm a board member of Fields of Life here in the Republic of Ireland. I'm also a teacher in Temple Carrick School in Greystones, County Wicklow. And in April of this year, myself and Alex and another teacher, Cecilia, took 17 transition year students from Temple Carrick to Uganda for just over a week. We had set them the target of €10,000 to fundraise so that we could fund a well being drilled in a rural community. And I think what motivated and inspired these 17 students to raise money was hearing the stories of people not having access to something so basic and such a human right as having clean, fresh water, and they really wanted to make a difference in the lives of a community. So they set about their fundraising. They held different individual events, and we did some school fundraising as well. And not only did they reach their €10,000 target, they exceeded it and managed to raise €26,000 for Fields of Life. So we funded the well in Uganda, and we were also able to put money to funding a latrine block in a school in South Sudan, which was an incredibly special thing to be able to do. Certainly one of the highlights for us was travelling up to the VTI in Gulu in the northern part of Uganda. Historically not a very pleasant part of Uganda with the war, but hearing the stories from the students that are studying there was really such an inspiration. Truly, really wonderful place to have had the privilege to visit. I think our students were particularly impacted hearing the stories of these students, who many of whom have come from a life of being a child soldier or are a child of a child soldier, and just hearing the different type of life that these people have had really was very special time to see them now, to hear their stories, to share in what they were learning. They gave us a tour of the different parts of the VTI, from the construction department to the welding and engineering department, catering, fashion and beauty, gardening, all sorts of different things going on. That was really just a wonderful time. In fact, we wished we'd had more time to hear more and share more stories, but needless to say, we had a very, very warm welcome with lots of singing and dancing by our students as well. And just a really very special time getting to meet the staff there and all those that work so hard for these students. And then we made our way east, travelled down towards Mbale, where we got to meet the community and spend time and commission the well that the TCG students had fundraised for. This was really, really special. It was quite emotional hearing the stories from the community and from the people that had now got access to fresh, clean water for the very, very first time. Hearing the stories of how students and young girls have now been able to go to school because they don't have to walk to collect water. They're not as exposed to the risk of abduction and sex trafficking and child marriage and teen pregnancy and all of those other things that come with not being in school on the walks to get the water. So really the ripple effect is massive, and it was very, very special to hear those stories standing in that community. The next day we got to meet the team of drillers, which was another incredible experience. These guys spend months and months away from their family at a time. They spend 5 or 6 days in a community, briefing them and just talking to them about how the whole process of drilling a well in their community will go. The community buy into it. There's a scheme. It's all so well organised and set up, and it's really, really special to see the time that they hit the water. And we happened to be there when they hit the groundwater for the very, very first time. Such a unique and special experience that not many teenagers in Ireland will be able to say they've had. And we got to stand around as the team of drillers hit water and as the community celebrated with dancing and singing and all sorts of celebration. It was just so spectacular and so special. It was a really wonderful time. And we got to see the water projects in action. We got to visit and spend time at the schools, especially the I Am Girl school that we got to visit as well, which was another special time where girls who have been able to go to school now because the I Am Girl project is running, meaning that they're safe, that they're in a safe and healthy environment. There's training going on, there's child protection training, there's staff training, and the stigma of having a period is being broken bit by bit, and it was really wonderful to hear and see that in action. So all in all, an absolutely incredible experience for the 17 students that we took down in April.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Temple Carrick School. You are truly amazing. And maybe you're watching tonight and you're thinking, do you know what? I would love it if my school went out to Uganda or my church went out to Uganda. If that's you, please get in contact, because we are hoping to send a number of teams next year. We have a limited amount of space that we can take. So if that's something that you want to do, please do get in contact. To give hope in such a way, to provide a scholarship, a vocational scholarship, it really is completely transforming their lives. If you want to do that, it costs £100 or €100 or $130 to provide a scholarship per month. The course lasts for 2 years, and you get to hear from the student, you get to hear from the college, and maybe you can come out and even meet the students yourself. It really is making such an incredible difference. Now, I could go on and on talking about all the different things that you guys have achieved this year and the ways that God has blessed us this year. There's been so much. I could talk about the construction of latrines in South Sudan. I could talk about how we've been able to train teachers. I could talk about the different quality education initiatives that we've had, or about the different WASH programs that we have at schools. But I don't have time tonight to tell you about every single one. One highlight that really sticks out to me for many of you who came to our big gala ball in March. It was an amazing night. And on that night, we had the opportunity to raise funds for a girls' dormitory at Aluka Secondary School. This is a short video telling you a little bit more about what that was and to really show you why we were doing what we were doing.
Education helps me to acquire knowledge, value, understanding, and skills. That's why I like to be in school and I love education. My name is called Medrithi Faith, a senior 6 student and a current head girl of Aluka Secondary School.
Aluka Secondary School is located in Zombo District and is the only secondary schools found in Wartown Castle. It is a mixed secondary school.
There's been an increased enrollment in this school, Aluka SS, and this has caused increase in the number that is in the dormitories. So the dormitories have become so overcrowded, and this has come with a lot of challenges.
As we talk now, already we have 128 girls in the dormitory, and yet we are expecting more to enroll. We might accommodate some, and others whom we shall fail to accommodate, we shall request them to try as the scholars, or they may be forced to try elsewhere. Because the few who are there, they are even piling because of our limited capacity.
Physical injuries in the dormitories, which are caused by the metallic beds and the metallic suitcases owned by the girls, and also the sanitation of these girls has been put at a risk, because the girls are unable to clean the dormitories since the beds are everywhere and their property is everywhere. So cleaning the dormitories has become so difficult. Since one of the girls' bathroom was converted into a dormitory to accommodate the girls have been left with a very small bathroom which all of them have to use. And this has placed them at a very big risk of diseases that can be got from sharing the bathroom.
Our girls are vulnerable. That is why I feel that pain that we are going to lose their future. And yet when they are kept in the school they would be much more protected and safer. That is why I feel that pain as a parent and also as a teacher. But now if you are to send them away because we cannot accommodate them, and some end up dropping out of school, some end up being impregnated or married off. And that is why we feel like it's better to have girls in boarding section than even in day school.
When I'm in school, I feel safe because many girls are in various villages. They have got married and they are facing a lot of challenges and they are living in the parasitic life. And I hope that being in school will make me to have a bright future. And my hope is to become an agricultural officer.
Getting a new dormitory in Aluka Secondary School will improve the enrollment because currently many girls are kept from joining the school because of the lack of space that is there. This will keep the girls safe in school because mostly our school hours go till late evening and these girls come from very far villages. This will also help to improve their academic performance because they will have a lot of time to study, to revise their books without being worried to run back home to cook or do other things.
Staying in school will help me complete my education, achieve my goals, and I'll earn and help my siblings, and I'll make decisions in our community.
Amazing. Just watching that video again, it just inspires me. Seeing how these young people, that the only thing they need to get them to school was having a place to sleep. That dozens and dozens of girls, because of this program, will be able to get to school and have a safe environment to be in. Thanks to the gala ball and some generous donors afterwards, I'm delighted to say that we raised enough to get this program off the ground. Here is a picture showing the progress that we have made already. We are, according to the contractors, 55% complete, and we are hoping to have this dormitory ready by February. The construction itself will be finished by the end of this calendar year. And I'm really excited to go out to Uganda and open it and meet these young people and see the delight and the thrill in their faces. And that's thanks to all of you, because without you, we could not have done this. Thank you. Now that sadly brings us to the end of our Inspire conference. And I hope you've been inspired. I hope you've enjoyed traveling across Uganda and Rwanda and South Sudan with us. I'm so thankful for all of you who have given. I'm thankful to all of you who have tuned in. I'm thankful to all our staff who have made all of this possible. If you're watching tonight and you're wondering, how do I get involved in this amazing ministry? There's lots of ways you can do that. You can pray for us. We need a lot of prayer. You can sign up to our newsletter. Maybe you want to hear updates on this dormitory or all the work that we're talking about. If you sign up to our Stories of Hope, that will allow you to hear our monthly newsletters of inspiring stories that really do show the difference that you're making. If you would like to give, just remember that our appeal, our hope for the future, every donation that you give is being generously doubled. Please take massive advantage of that. It would be hugely beneficial to this program. And lastly, if you would like to get involved, maybe you want to do an event, you want to travel out, whatever you want to do, please do get in contact. That brings us to a close, and all I can say is thank you, and I can't wait to connect with you again soon. God bless.